Jarvis, start recording. Emergency recording. It's 3:47 a.m., and I'm in James's car driving toward... I don't even know where. We just barely escaped from his family's estate with our lives. We're stopped at some abandoned mill. James is checking to make sure we weren't followed. My hands are still shaking. I need to document what happened tonight while it's fresh. Because if something happens to us, if they find us, someone needs to know what we discovered. And Jesus Christ, what we discovered. I'm holding photographs of documents that show systematic elimination of banking families. Not historical, current. Active operations with dates, methods, timelines. And according to these files, James and I should have been dead an hour ago.
Let me back up. 8 hours ago, James brought me to his family's estate. 300-year-old mansion, but the basement was something else entirely. Hidden elevator behind a bookshelf. I know, right? Like a movie. But the vault itself, that was real. Climate-controlled, biometric locks, and rows of filing cabinets going back centuries. James was looking for historical documents to show me his family's role in the banking conspiracy. What we found instead was a file cabinet labeled Active Operations 2025. I'm going to play you some of what James and I recorded down there. Fair warning, this is going to be disturbing.
This isn't history, Emma. This file is dated 3 days ago. Look at the timeline. Rothschild derivatives eliminated last month. Warburg Real Estate seized yesterday.
Wait, hold on. Eliminated? You mean murdered? And these dates? James, if this timeline is accurate, there are 8 families left. 8 families scheduled to die in the next 2 weeks.
The methodology section, that's your father's work. The same financial stress patterns he identified in 2008. They're using his research to systematically destroy every banking family that poses a threat.
My father's research. They turned his work into a murder manual. But here's the part that made my blood freeze.
Because according to this document, you're not just a journalist investigating the conspiracy, Emma. You're bait.
Bait for what?
The Morgenstern family is scheduled for elimination tomorrow night. If you happen to be investigating their finances when they're killed, you become the perfect witness to testify that their deaths were natural market consequences.
I would have believed it. That's the sick part. I would have investigated the Morgenstern family's death and concluded it was market forces because I would have discovered the evidence myself. Marcus has been playing me for years.
We were in that vault for maybe 20 minutes when we heard footsteps upstairs. Heavy footsteps. Multiple people. James's Uncle William, the family patriarch, had arrived with estate security. And he was not happy.
James, what have you done? The active operations files. You've shown her everything. Do you understand what you've compromised?
Uncle William, I can explain.
Marcus called me personally. He knows what you've done. The kill team is already deployed.
Kill team? Professional assassins coming for us because we looked at documents?
William Hawthorne looked at his nephew, the boy he'd raised after James's parents died, and made a choice. He told his security to let us go. Gave us a 5-minute head start. I think that 5 minutes saved our lives. What happened next? I don't know how to describe it, except to say I've never been so terrified in my life. James led me through the estate, through kitchens, wine cellars, even a greenhouse,
while professional killers hunted us with military equipment. I was carrying a waterproof bag with photographs of every document we found. James kept saying, protect the evidence, while steering us away from red laser sights and the sound of boots. We made it to my car, started driving down this narrow mill road, and that's when the real chase began. I was driving, James was navigating because he knew the area from childhood. 2 black SUVs behind us, and these weren't normal people. These were professionals. James kept me calm, kept me focused. Take the bridge, they can't maneuver there. Cut through the forest road, they don't know it's there. His security training was keeping us alive. My car couldn't handle the terrain. We hit something, a fallen tree or a rock, and the engine died. Dead. In the middle of the woods, with professional killers closing in. So we ran. Through the forest, carrying our evidence, while they tracked us with thermal imaging equipment. James knew how to move to avoid detection. Creek beds stay cooler, dense undergrowth blocks the cameras. We climbed down a cliff face in total darkness. I kept thinking, this is insane. Yesterday I was writing about housing costs. Now I'm being hunted by professional assassins because I looked at banking documents.
We're safe now. Temporarily. James found this abandoned mill manager's office where we can hide until dawn. I've been uploading our photographs to encrypted cloud storage, multiple backups, because what we found tonight, it's not just about us anymore. According to the elimination schedule, 8 banking families are still alive. 8 families who have no idea they're scheduled to die in the next 2 weeks. The Morgensterns tomorrow night, the Vanderbilts next Tuesday, the Astors next Friday. James and I have been discussing what to do. Do we publish everything immediately and hope exposure stops the killings? Or do we try to warn the families first, give them a chance to protect themselves? James knows some of these people personally. Went to school with them, family connections going back generations. He's watching 3 centuries of social network being systematically eliminated. But here's what I keep coming back to. Marcus Rhodes has been planning this for years, maybe decades. The elimination of the old banking families isn't random violence, it's consolidation. He's removing competition, removing resistance, removing anyone who might challenge his version of financial control. I just got a text from Elizabeth. She says she's been monitoring New Order communications and knows what happened tonight. She wants to meet, says she can help us contact the remaining families safely. James is skeptical. He says Elizabeth has her own agenda, that she might be using us to eliminate her competition for influence over the financial system. But right now, she's the only person offering to help. The sun's coming up. James is sleeping in the corner. First rest he's gotten since deciding to help me. I keep looking at him and realizing he gave up everything. His family, his inheritance, 3 centuries of legacy. For truth. For me. I've been thinking about partnership. Real partnership. Not the kind Marcus offers where he makes all the decisions and calls it protection. Not the kind Elizabeth might offer where she uses our courage to advance her agenda. But the kind where 2 people choose to trust each other and face consequences together. Tonight, James and I became real partners. We saved each other's lives. We protected evidence that could expose systematic murder. We chose truth over safety, justice over survival. Another text from Elizabeth. Location for the meeting. And a warning. Marcus is accelerating the timeline. Morgenstern family moved to tonight. If you want to save them, we need to move now. James is awake. Looking at me, ready for whatever comes next. And I think we might actually be able to stop this.
Not just document it, not just survive it, but actually stop the systematic murder of families like mine. We're about to leave this mill and enter a war. Not with guns, though there might be guns, but with information, with evidence, with the truth that Marcus Rhodes has spent years trying to hide. If you're listening to this, if something happens to us, remember that we had a choice. We could have run, we could have hidden. Instead, we chose to fight. Because some things are worth risking everything for. Truth is one of them. Justice is another. And maybe, just maybe, the chance to stop systematic murder is worth more than our own lives. Jarvis, stop recording.